Hey there everyone, Hitesh here, back again with another video, and in this video we'll set up our React navigation. We have done this once in the previous app as well, quite an in-depth discussion of it, so this time it would be much more easier for you if you have been watching these videos in kind of a row consistently like that. So let's go ahead and work on with that. So I've created a new app and I've opened it up in the VS Code just like always we have been doing. And now let me just go on to this one. So this is our navigation stuff. And all we have to do is React navigation native. So let's copy this and go back onto VS Code. Let me bring this up a little bit. All right, so this one is going to be this, copy and paste. Obviously, we need to install a couple of more libraries. So let's go ahead and install them. So we need this one, native screen and React native safe area context. So we are going to copy this and go back and now paste this up. Now, as we learned in the last video that these are not the enough packages. In order to work with that, there is one more package you have to see. And that package actually comes from what kind of navigator you want to use. You want to use drawer or you want to use stack. We'll go again with the stack. So that's super easy. I'll just copy and paste this native stack. So just copy and go back onto VS Code and paste this up. So this is how the setup looks like. Absolutely basic, really super simple. Now let's go ahead and create a source folder and we'll be keeping, because this time we have a bit more of data compared to the last app. So we're going to go ahead and say src. First thing is app.tsx moves to src and please move it. And it didn't ask me to actually link it again. That is one thing always be cautious about. It might crash your app as well. It surely will crash your app. So we're going to go ahead and say / and then src and then here app. So there we go. Now it should be all happy. All right, so now we can open up our app.tsx and this is where majority of the things will happen. And make sure in your app you have already included this. Just a quick reminder that there should be some locale.properties either here. If not, then probably it is set up as a path. So make sure either one of them is done correctly there. All right, so we have a lot of things in the app.tsx. So what we can do is, instead of having all of this, now let's go ahead and remove this. There is a ton of things in here. So React native functional component with styling, I think that is what we'll be. We won't be using any styling, so we can just go ahead and remove this. And we won't be using too much here. Let's go ahead and configure navigation directly. So let's go ahead and write the navigation. All right, so what are the two things? First thing you need is a navigation container. So let's go ahead and import that. That's come from our base library. So the first one that we installed. So @native. So this is where the navigation container actually comes up. So navigation container, that should be the basic. You should really remember this one. Now, apart from this, we need to create a stack navigator, which will be helping us to navigate and bring us or mention the screens as well. This one actually comes up from whatever the navigator you have used, a drawer or stack or something like that. So we'll just have this one and we'll say this one will come up from the native stack. All right, so this is going to look like create navigate native stack navigator. A bit of a mouthful of a name, but we got this one. Now, obviously, we are going to need a couple of screens as well. So let's go ahead and rather create them as well. So inside the source, let's create a new folder and call this one as screens. And inside the screens, we'll have home as well as the detail. So home.tsx. And again, React native functional component with style sheet. That is good enough. And we'll have one more, which will be detail. So we'll be having details.tsx. There we go. React native functional component with style sheet. So there we go. Now we have two screens and we can actually go ahead and import them. Let's go ahead and do that also. At least we have two screens, but there could be more and you can import them at any point of time. So the first one being home and the second one is details. So there we go. And what we're going to do is, we're going to go ahead and move them under the screens. There we go. Okay, now next thing is obviously we need to create a root params list. So obviously let's go ahead and create a type for it. In case you don't know or don't remember, go to the previous video. I've showed you the documentation as well. You can look into that exactly. So obviously we need to export this type as well because we'll be using it in other screens as well. This is a root stack param list. All right, so this is going to be just an object and we'll mention that what kind of screen will have what parameters to be passed on. Home will get nothing, so we'll just define as undefined. And here in the details, we are going to go ahead and say that there will be a product that will be coming up. This will be of type of product. Now we haven't mentioned this, that we will be bringing in as a product type or something like that. So for this product type, we have to define a data type in the TypeScript as well. So what we can do is we can define an interface in the source. Let's go ahead and nuke this one. So this will be index.d.ts. And here we are going to go ahead and define an interface. We'll call this one as product, because right now that file has no idea that there is a product defined. How does your product look like? It has an ID. Let's go ahead and say this will be a string. We'll be having a name. Obviously that will be string. What else we can have? So image URL. That obviously will be a string. So, oh, my bad. I have been writing this as capital. Shouldn't be like that. Small. I'm pretty sure you might have caught me there. All right. So we have this one. Original price. It will be string. Then we have discount price. Discount price, string. And again, if you have more or less, there is no problem at all. We just need to define that this is our interface and all of our product are going to look the same like that. So we're going to say offer percentage. That will be a number. I think this should be number as well. My bad. Number, and this one is also going to be number. All right. So this looks okay. And now we have rating. Rating, that will also be a number. We also have rating count. That is also a number. And we have tags as well. Last tags, that obviously is going to be an array of strings. So we're going to say string, and there we go, an array. That's it. That's how our product looks like. If your product looks something different or something like that, don't be hesitant, and we can simply go ahead and work on with that. Now moving on to the app.tsx. Now this guy is aware that there is a product data type, and our details will get one of such product. That is the basic. All right, so this is all done, the basics that we have done. Now only thing that's remaining is, first let's use this root stack param list and declare it just like the previous one. We have done that. So let's go ahead and create a stack with a capital S. That would be good. And this will be coming up from create native stack navigator. This is a method just like this. This needs to have the visibility that what kind of data is coming up, and we have already mentioned that into root stack param list. Okay, now wherever the navigation stack goes, it knows that what screen will get what type of data. Absolutely simple, no problem there in this one. Okay, now the next thing that we are going to do is we are not going to return like this, just like in the previous one. Here we returns no views at all. We just mention what is the initial screen and what are all the screens that are available. So let's go ahead and say that, hey, this time we need this navigation container. Just like this, and inside the navigation container you have to mention a stack navigator. So first let's say stack dot navigator, just like this, and inside this can be stack navigator. Yeah, this is fine. This requires one very important thing, just like the previous one, initial route name. What should be the screen or the component I should load as default? I'll just say this one is going to be home, but right now it has no idea what the home is. So we need to provide multiple screens into it. So we'll say that, hey stack, I'll give you a screen just like this. This can be a self-closing one, just like this. We'll have two screens, so obviously we can duplicate it, but a little bit later. I'll say that, hey, what is the name of this one? Make sure you are absolutely thorough about it. Your name. There should be no case sensitivity, nothing like that. This home should match this home, otherwise it's not going to load it this. What component should I load? Obviously the home component, which we have brought in as a screen. Apart from this, what are the options that you want to pass on? In case you have options, that's great. In case you don't have, that is also fine. As you can see, we have title, header tint color, and all these things. We can go ahead and put as many as we like. I'll just add a title which will say something like this in the strings. Trending products. There we go. So we have this stack screen given to us. Absolutely similar. We can stack, we can get 2 screen, 3 screen, 5 screen, whatever you wish. You can just go ahead. I'll duplicate this. This one is going to be simply details. The component that will be mounting is obviously be details. And here we are going to go ahead and say, instead of trending products, we'll say product details. There we go. So we have set up our navigation. This is super easy. Now, in the next video, what we're going to do is, let's actually do this first. Inside the source, actually, let's create a new folder and call this one as simply data. Now, inside this data, we'll have our some constants that I have already with me in my file. So I'll just say constants.ts. Now, inside this, I'll just copy and paste my constant list. So let me just go ahead and give you this. So this is the constant list that we have prepared. So it has an ID, name, image, URL. Of course, not by me. This is some random website that we have picked up. Original price and all of this. All of them are actually governing by the law this product that we have designed. So we have kept this constant exactly same. Nothing. It is just a products array. And this is an array. Each array contains multiple of these objects. You can have more if you wish. Otherwise, that's all. So now in the next video, we're going to just first take down this home component so that we can have this constant brought into this, and then we can loop through the values. And whenever somebody clicks on this, we can take him onto the next screen and take the details along with it. All right. Simple. Sounds like a plan. Let's go ahead and catch up in the next video.